our intern, Jimbo and Shubha's, all, they have chopped everything out. That, you know, actually they even called, they could call volunteers from here, so they called even Shubha's Boy Scout. And that's where Kevin is coming from to help us out. So, anyway, is it time, Shubha? Can we stand and start?
Oh yeah, you've already started.
All right, thank you very much. So we hope to start on time. People will be coming in later on. As you know, they're welcome to our second conference. Without much publicity, we received over 40 proposals, 24 of which are being presented here. On behalf of our board, I thank you all for coming and supporting us. Let me introduce our board members. They are Mr. Sachi Dastidar here of Jackson Heights, Sachi Dastidar of Queens, Mr. Ramin Nandi of New Jersey, who will be giving an introductory speech in a few seconds. Dr. Sumi Sarkar will be coming, he's picking somebody up, he called me, of Long Island, and Dr. Rudranath Talukdar of Texas. All are refugees of British India's Bengal partition. Only one is a survivor. Our operation here is managed by Shubho, who is standing back. Our focus has been partition Bengal, but as word spread, people from other places have come forward to join our efforts, especially folks from divided subcontinent. Please check YouTube's ISPaD channel for stories of refugees, survivors, and protectors. When you go past the introduction of their ancestral villages, if you print ISPaD or Indian Subcontinent Partition, you will see narrations really riveting. I mean, some of them you won't be able to stop. Introduction is ancestral villages. All the stories are incredible and very riveting. You will hear from 3 of them. We are getting calls from people from the subcontinent extending their help. If you know people who could be interviewed, please let us know. We are running the project with donations from people like you. If you can help us, it will be great. If you know of organizations that can help us, please let us know. Last year we received a generous grant of thousands of dollars from Sachi Dastidar. This year we have received a pledge of $500 a month from this gentleman, our board member Dasgupta. This really helps. For this conference we have received sponsorship from 5 families, Talukdar family and Dasgupta family. And for different amounts of sponsorship from Sarkar family, who is not here, and Nandi family and Dastidar family. We appreciate their generous help. The topics covered today are very serious, yes, very delicate. Religion's role, especially of Hinduism, Islam and Sikhism, in the subcontinent come into play as partition of India took place because of religious activism. One of my colleagues suggested that discussion do not become anti-Islam. I hope so. However, another individual asked me that we should not censor any discussion. We do not plan to. Yet another scholar, when discussed, asked me how would you talk about partition of Bengal, Punjab, Kashmir and Assam, even politics of India and Afghanistan, without talking the role of religion, especially the loss of non-Muslims for many of those partitioned areas. Let us find out. Let me thank Len Davis, and our Dean is here, and Panther Pride, Dean Barbara Hillary, she will be speaking in a few seconds, for making us a part of them. Please have a wonderful, energetic, fruitful conference. So let me now invite Mr. Ramin Nandi, our board member, to give a keynote address. Mr. Nandi is an engineer who has been with New York City Department of Environmental Protection for many, many decades. He is the co-editor of New York Bengali monthly Udayan, and is pillar of establishing an Hindu ashram with a century-old roots in Bangladesh and New Jersey. Mr. Ramin Nandi. Okay.
Thank you, Professor Dastidar, for giving a very generous introduction. Welcome everybody here, the author of various papers, other activists, patrons, and well-wishers. heard from Professor Dastidar is very sensitive, is very serious, and it involves a lot of people over many continents. Now, I am a victim of the partition myself, and I think it is. I have little doubt whether I am really that much competent to speak on a subject which so profoundly affected the lives of many million people, many million people. I do not think you have any kind of pragmatic estimate of the victims of this event of partition of India, which took place 64 years from today. It is about 64 years, and the effect is still felt today, and I think it will be continuing for indefinite time in the future. So this is something which is not a kind of academic discussion, some other abstract ideas or something else. I'm pretty sure many of you know that India was partitioned on the basis of religion to give a homeland to the Muslims in India. Now, India was divided into East and West Pakistan, a portion in the eastern part of the country and a portion on the western part of the country. Name of the Pakistan means Pak-i-Stan. Pak means pure or holy, and Stan means the place. So as if to the Muslims, India was not a holy place. They wanted a holy place for themselves, and the partition was named. Now, it is very apparently, if you read many, the information that are available in some of the books, internets, the partition was declared without giving much kind of, guarantee for the safety and of the people who are living in that region. Now, without any, the Congress Party, neither the Congress Party nor the British government who was ruling the country really made sure what is going to happen to the people, how there will be movement of the people like this when it was divided on the best of religion, so how the Muslims will be kind of going into the Muslim part or they stay there, what happened. And it is also amazing to think that neither the leaders of the Congress Party who became the beneficiary of the partition in terms of being the new rulers of the newly independent country, not the British, held any responsibility. And it is very childish to think that British did not anticipate this kind of genocide that might be happening, especially considering the atrocities, the genocide that was committed before the partition, when Muhammad Ali Jinnah, leader of the Muslim League, declared the direct action policy. So now, and I have a feeling, I personally feel that the British government should be held responsible for the genocide of the people in the subcontinent because of the partition, because they did not give adequate protection to the people. Now, at the midnight of 15th August 1947, when the country was declared divided, the people, very unassuming people, they did not know what to do. They were practically laid to the hands of the butchers, the looters, the rapists. Now, what was the effect? Immediately after that, a lot of information are available, but are those really authentic? See, I was looking into the internet information available, say in Wikipedia. Now they are saying that the casualties, the people killed because of the partition, may vary between 250,000 to 500,000. Now, is that number is really a pragmatic and kind of practical? But you will see when the Bangladesh was liberated in 1971, which was 34 years later after the partition, number of people killed as estimated by the government of Bangladesh is 3 million people. So how is it possible that in the partition, in the two parts of the country, it will be casualties will be only 250 to 500,000. And Bangladesh liberation was in only one part of Pakistan. So now this information was kind of quoted from some author, Indian author by name of Kushal. And I do not know, he does not give, Wikipedia does not mention what is the book. They gave a name and then the page number and said 2001, but I could not find other references. Now, incidentally, I would like to mention here about how the government of India treated, giving the information about the atrocities that was committed during the partition. See, my daughter brought a book from New York University, and the book was talking about the victims who left their ancestral home and came to India. So in that book, I find the author, and he's an American author, American researcher actually, he wrote the book. Now in the book he's saying that the convoys of refugees in West Pakistan, they're massacred by the Pakistan army. And so when it happened in 1947, I was a child. And I still remember the overcrowded train, that was going to India. And also my family fled the country immediately after the partition. So you have to understand, now how do you get a pragmatic effect, pragmatic information about the effect of partition? Now Sachi, Professor Dastidar, he wrote a book, Emperor's Last Casualty. Now if you have read this book, you will know, how he made a lot of research and he has a lot of information. So you get a kind of idea about what happened. And if you do not have the book, you can buy one, and those people who have a book, he can buy another one to represent or give to somebody so that they know what happened actually in the Indian subcontinent after the partition. Now see, I will not take much time, but I want to mention two things. One is, see, the partition was something which happened 67 years ago. Is it now stable? Right, nothing is happening. It does not have any effect on anybody. It is far from that. See, now there is an organization by name of Christian Unity Council. They have an online paper, so you get information on a regular basis about what is happening to the minorities in Bangladesh. So, and when Bangladesh was liberated, which is 34 years after the partition, as I told you, 3 million people were killed, but there was a commission, inquiry commission set up by Pakistan, which says only 26,000 civilians casualties. And they did not mention that there was a kind of abuse to the women in approximately about 400,000 women who were kind of dishonored and raped and all this, So, and the thing I want to say is that, see, this has happened 34 years after the partition, and now it is about another 30 years since Bangladesh was declared, and it was supposed to be all right. That is what all of it is all the thinking, but it is also far from so. See, as late as 2001, when the BNP government came into power, there is so much of atrocities, and so many people have been affected. I don't think anybody here has any kind of idea what happened at that time. So this is and this is what is using the terminology. See now why I say that it is going to continue indefinite time in future. So see, according to the American media, they say that Bangladesh has an Islamic democracy. I do not know what is that Islamic democracy. is made the religion of the state. Now in this condition, what will be the human rights of the minorities in those countries? They have to flee, they have to leave the country sooner or later. But where will they go? You know, many of these people are coming to India from Bangladesh, and that results in a very unsustainable population growth in the border areas of India. And living in America, it's very difficult for people to realize what is the environmental disaster that is creating because of the overflow of the people from Bangladesh. You know, the meager there is, the public services are very meager, and you know, there are not much of school, the sanitation, you know, the schools, the recreation area practically non-existent in those places. So, and what is happening, and the people who are fleeing Bangladesh and coming to India, they are not considered even as a refugee. They are considered as an intruder, and as you know, when they are considered as an intruder, they can be put in jail for indefinite time without even trial. And in fact, there may be some people, if you really investigate, try to get information, you find that people like that. What is happening with these people is that the political parties, they are kind of taking advantage. What they are doing, they are giving them a ration card which makes them kind of eligible to vote and political vote. And political parties are making use of these people for their vote bank politics. And Indian constitution does not allow a foreigner to vote. And a person who has come to India, he does not get the citizenship right away. These people, the political parties, are giving them a ration card and making them eligible for all the services that is available from the government. You know, and nobody, whether it is intellectual, whether it is social organization, nobody is protesting this kind of party. Whatever political party is in power, they have been taking advantage of this. And see, this is so level on environmental education. Okay. Now see, now what happens is, in the World War II, 6 million Jews perished at the hands of Nazi Germany. But because of the activism of the Jewish organizations, these people have been compensated. Germany is paying kind of reparation to the victims of the Holocaust. But this is not happening. Nobody is saying anything about how to address all these losses these victims have suffered because of the partition. Have been suffering, they are suffering now, probably they will be suffering in indefinite future. So we have the civil society, as a civil society, we have to kind of pressurize the government, pressurize, say, United Nations. Now, United Nations is very much concerned about the Millennium Development Goal. I do not know if you are aware of the Millennium Development Goal, which has been, the United Nations has been kind of trying to implement. But there you do not see any, the condition of the minorities of Bangladesh are not on the radar screen. See, in September, before the General Assembly, Security Council conference in the United Nations, there was a photo exhibition. In the photo exhibition, they're showing about the people, stateless people in different countries. I thought maybe the refugees from Bangladesh or the people who have been uprooted from Bangladesh would be on that exhibition, because in India you can say they are the stateless people. They are neither Indian nor they are considered. They cannot go back to Bangladesh. But they are not there. So nobody is kind of talking about these people, and everybody is still playing politics. Whether it is intellectuals, the media, the congressmen, senators, legislatures in India, whoever you call it, even the BJP, who is supposed to be a kind of Hindu nationalist party, they have been playing politics with the Bangladesh minorities. So, with this condition, and see, I belong to an organization by name of Rights Congress for Bangladesh Minorities, that is in consultative status with the ECOSOC, Economic and Social Council of United Nations. We brought PIL, public interest litigation, in Bangladesh High Court, alleging that there had been atrocities committed on the minorities in Bangladesh. But we could not proceed because we do not have much of resources. And we doing things in Bangladesh under the present circumstances, or say at the time, it was actually brought at the time when BNP was in power. Sachita will be able to understand how difficult it is. You will not be getting a witness. That is, we also filed a case with the government against the government of India and government of Bangladesh to accord the refugee status to the people who are forced to flee Bangladesh and take shelter in India. But we cannot proceed because I was talking to another person who came from Calcutta. He was saying that we will not get a witness because they will be intimidated, they will be threatened. And of course, there is the issue with the resources too. We need a lot of money to proceed with the case. So with this, I do not find much of a future for the Bangladesh minorities, which is a result. You can say why you are talking about the Bangladesh minorities now, because this all come down as a result of the partition of the country. So I see some hope and activism Professor Dastidar has undertaken. He has brought all of you together here, and hopefully we should be able to bring some kind of sense, some kind of relief to the people who are victims. It does not matter whether it is Hindus or Muslims, Sikhs, Christians. So we have to do that, and hopefully we should be able to involve more people and bring a kind of meaning and substance and human rights, protect the human rights of the Bangladesh minorities or any other people, whether it is a majority who may be a Muslim in the Islamic countries. Now this, I think I forgot your name, but he is from Bangladesh. He will also say that it is not that the Muslims, majority in Bangladesh, all of them are really very happy. There are people who feel that things should be different. So you have to work together to bring about a change in this kind of mindset so that everybody has the human rights, everybody can aspire for a meaningful life.
Thank you so much. Let me invite, before I go to Lish, since our dean has been here since 9, let me invite our dean to say a few words. Before as she comes, I thought I'll mention that now if you go to YouTube, if you print ISPaD or Indian Subcontinent Partition, we are taking narratives from refugees, protectors and survivors, and one just a remarkable person I took is a medical doctor in Long Island. On the very day Pakistan was created, 14th of August, he was 8-year-old. He was sitting in a train station. His father sent him to go to his brother's place. And the train was supposed to come at 1:30 in the morning, but he's sitting there exactly at 12 o'clock. A group of people started shouting, came from outside shouting, Pakistan, long live Pakistan, Pakistan, Zindabad, and Allahu Akbar, and then started killing all the Hindus and Sikhs who were sitting on the platform. So a water seller who was very poor, he comes and runs to him, hey, what's your religion? He says, well, I'm Hindu. He says, come, I'm going to protect you. So he hides him. So making a long story short, if you go to YouTube, then he goes, somehow he reaches his sister. Then his father, who was a high school principal, sends his assistant, a Muslim, to fetch him. So he was going back, taking him. So somehow bus's tire punctures, becomes flat, and so the bus driver asks everybody to get down. So as they're all out sitting there, a man comes, a rider, comes and says, "What's your religion?" So his protector says, "Oh, well, he is Muslim." But then he says, "No. It looks like like different from us. So then he says, I'm Hindu. So he comes with a spear to kill Shiva, and his protector protects him, and the spear ends in his stomach. So this is somebody who is giving a life for somebody trying to protect. So once you go into these, there are stories like that. We have about 60, 70 now. We are doing it. So I'm learning so much myself, and there are a few who will be presenting paper later on. So in that, please.
Thank you, Sachi, so much for inviting me here today. Most of you probably know Sachi, and I want to say Sachi has done this to me before. He invites me to come up and say a few words, and then he takes all my time. But I do want to welcome you to Old Westbury, and I want to tell you that Old Westbury is very pleased to house the ISPaD project, and we're very pleased to be hosting this conference here today. I do want to also remind you, as Len will very shortly, that this is part of our Panther Pride activities, which is why we're all doing our best to wear green and white school colors. So thank you very much for being here.
That's why this color.
That's right, next time. Thank you so much for being here.
With that, let me invite our Vice President. He has been a big supporter of ISPaD, and from the very beginning. So we made a special invitation. He didn't need a special one, so he is here.
Thank you, Sachi.
Mr. Len Davis.
Hi. I am very, very happy to be here and to learn a little bit more about the Indian Partition. This distinguished Professor Dastidar has given me a copy of his book, and he's also sent me copies of the newsletter as Sachi. I just called him Shu. Sorry. And part of this is a good thing for us, because we here at Old Westbury, we have a very, very diverse campus. Not only diverse in races, but diverse religion, diverse as far as our interests are concerned. And we're very proud of that. And so we try to incorporate and involve everyone in our whole campus community. So it's very, on behalf of Dr. Butts, who is our president, it's very, very pleasing to have all of you here on our campus. And later on, after this conference, we have the last day of our Panther Pride Week, in which we celebrate the college, and we'd like to invite you to partake in some of the festivities. We have a mini carnival going around. We have food. We have giveaways. In fact, I'm going to leave certain things with you today.
Oh my gosh!
And we'd just like you to be part of this community as well, and we will become part of your community. And we just think that this is a great opportunity, and Sachi is very happy and proud.
Thank you
To be here today.
Now, between Panther, the last time when we went to India, we found a panther here. So, but on our way back, so this is what we wanted to present. So, it's a very special.
Thank you very much. I know that Bengal tiger is the animal in Bangladesh.
Yeah, right.
But
Yeah,
we'll take the
Bengal.
panther. We're very happy to be here. Thank you very
Our
much.
province is called Bengal. Thank you for coming.
Thank
And
you.
this is Shubho collected it.
Shubho?
So, Shubho, thank you. Give it to him.
Well, I didn't really collect it. It was just
Bought it.
I decided that, well, it also looks like a panther, and since we have Panther Pride Week, and maybe we can finally get Mr. Davis to stop by the ISPaD office.
You didn't take the panther.
Which I hope you all will do on one of our either break sessions or afterwards in the mingling session. So, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and I wish you best on the rest of your conference, and thank you for inviting me here. And again, all day today after the carnival, there's a dinner. Part of this is that we give out scholarships to worthy students as well. We do all this not just for fun and games, but to give back to the community and try to make this a better world. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So we start now between this room and that room. So those of us who are in this room, please stay, who'd like to. In this room, we have, now, as you know, in any conference, do not see some of the faces here. So if they are not here, they are not here. We will move on, and if when they come later on, we have to accommodate them somewhere else or not accommodate.